What is going on, everyone? Chris with Journals, Comics, and Pop Culture. Today, we are doing an unboxing here, but it's not just an ordinary unboxing. This is a continuation to the ASM 34 Dilemma Saga, whatever you want to call it. I did my unboxing, and I was surprised to see that the book that I purchased off a seller on Whatnot was disgustingly trimmed, unprofessionally trimmed, whatever you want to call it. It was ragged. It was horrible. It also had an insert cut out from the inside. I knew that was there. I went in knowing that this would be technically a 0.5 because it was incomplete, not affecting story. I didn't know that it would be restored. If we CGC'd it, it would have got a purple label 0.5 because of the attempted restoration to somebody trying to trim it. Now, I did reach out to the seller, and initially, the seller said that they would be, because I was like, look, this is about me. I'm a low-grade collector. I'm a collector on a budget. I don't mind that the book is trimmed like this. I don't mind keeping it as long as I keep it for what I feel the book is worth, because now what I had paid for it's definitely not worth what I paid for it. So I was like, because he was like, we missed it, send it back through Whatnot. And I told him, look, Whatnot just wants me to send it back to get a full refund. Would you be willing to work with me to get a partial refund? And at that point, he didn't respond to me right away. And then finally, I got a response from him. I actually talked to him on the phone, and he was like, "How much would you be interested in getting back?" And I told him. He was like, "Yeah, I can do that." And we worked out the details on how to make that happen. Now, I'm not going to go into those details right now because I am going to make another video, because I feel like basically he went back on his word and then ghosted me and then put me on blast live during a live show where he was cursing and acting a fool, acting like a little child. And this is a grown man that owns a business. And originally I was going to leave it alone. If he gave me a choice to either return it or give me a partial refund, and if it all worked out, it would have worked out. If you would have said, no, I'm not open to doing a partial refund, please just send it back, I would have honored that. No problems. He decided to handle this situation in a very deplorable way. So I will be uploading another video for those of you that are inquiring, a lot of you have, about what went down, because I got all the receipts and evidence to show that this is just not okay. And I want to let people know, usually I'm not the one to get in the way of somebody's money, getting their money and being able to put food on their table. But I also am a man of ethics, and I feel that people have the right to know what went down. So I will be addressing that in another video. But so ultimately, I did send that book back. As of filming this right now, I have not been reimbursed. Now, I'm sure I will, because it's in the Whatnot system and everything, but I do not have my refund for that book. It arrived and was received today by the seller, the return. So I messaged him and said, hey, I see that the book was delivered. Can you, because he has to basically go into Whatnot and say that the book was, I received it. Now, if he doesn't do that, it's going to be even more problems. But the only reason why I was able to return the book without there being a problem, because I had a certain amount of time to return the book for the refund via Whatnot, right? Last minute, I was going on eBay and I saw a couple of listings that were buy it nows with the best offer option. I made a best offer, or submitted an offer on a couple of them. This one right here was on sale for $105, buy it now. Okay. Now, what did I pay originally for the incomplete plus trimmed book from the Whatnot seller, Prideland Comics? $65 plus shipping. So it was like $70. Man, they really packaged this up. I'm trying to get into this, and I'm kind of scared because I don't know where the tape begins or ends, and I don't want to sometimes, you know, when you want to package something real good, you still got to make it feasible to get into. I appreciate it, though. I appreciate the solid packaging. Anyways, so I paid roughly 70 bucks, right? 65. I made an offer of $65 for this book right here. Now remember, the buy it now was 105, so that's a huge discount from what he was asking. The seller countered with a 90 or 90, I think it was a $90 counter. And I was like, nah, I don't got that right now. I still haven't even gotten my money back for the other one, right? And keep in mind, I did have whatnot credit, so that was helping me. So I countered back, and I countered with an offer of $75, and the seller accepted. The seller accepted for just about $10 more than what I paid for this, what I knew was already a 0.5. That would also have been a purple label Restore 0.5 for a complete copy that presents extremely well. Second appearance of Harry Osborn, second appearance of Gwen Stacy, fourth appearance of Craven the Hunter. Let's pull this open. Take this tape off. They got it as a VG. I'll be my own examiner of the grade. Let's take this out. Man, I don't have like a bright light in here that I can... Oh yeah, that's nice. Definitely could benefit from a press. Let's check it out. So the back is solid. Look at that. That's solid. There's definitely some finger crinkles. You guys can see a little bit of that in the light. Now there's definitely some color breaks. We got, I think the largest one, man, the lighting is not best in here. We got one right down there. We do have a little bit of writing right here too. So it's just like someone tried to sign their name. Of course, we have some color breaks and spine wear all along the spine, running parallel to the spine. That little roll can get pressed out. Of course, some wearing of the edges. Let's see how sharp the edges are here. Decently sharp. We see another color break. Oh, no, that's the same color break. Sorry. That's the same color break I was looking at. Decently sharp edges. Of course, they're blended. There's some blunting, but decently sharp. I mean, look at the overall. I mean, look at this. Gloss is still solid. Man. Let's go to centerfold. Is it? It is. Staples. Completely attached at the center. Perfect. Cover. Salt. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Well. All right. What I'm looking at here, guys. Let me look. Okay. Let this not be another, excitement turns into whatever. No, I thought staples might have been added, but I think this often happened with Silver Age books where the staples wouldn't hit right on the centerfold. They would be a little off-centered, and you could see them sitting actually on the front. But because when I open it up like this, you could see that it's not opening like it normally should. And I was like, did somebody remove the original staples and restaple it again? But there's no extra staple holes, and I can just tell by looking at how it sits from the back cover that everything is properly attached. So this is a solid book, and this just goes to show about the book I got from Pride Land Comics, Pride Land Collectibles, and whatnot. Already, that $60 price, no wonder I was the only one that bid. That $60 price that he was even starting that for, which is my bid that I put in and then I won it, was too high. Because, and I looked on cover price and I looked at the most recent, there was a couple of them, 0.5 or 1.0 raw sales. So the average for 0.5s to 1s was $35. So already he was selling me a 0.5, not knowing it was trimmed, for almost twice as much as probably it was worth. Now knowing it was trimmed, that value goes down even more. I wanted $30 back from him. That's what I was asking, $30. And like I said, originally he accepted and then went back on his word. I'll do a video about that. But I think even at like the $35 that I would have ended up paying him, if he would have gave me that and I would have kept it, was still too much. Because you got to understand, while this is a silver age, it's a minor key in the sense of the big ASM silver age keys. It's just second appearances. There's no first appearance in here. So, but it's an early Spidey book. The problem though, when you already get to a 0.5, when it's incomplete, even if it doesn't affect story, it really brings the grade down. As you can see, I mean, $35, roughly. Now, purple label, especially for a book that's already incomplete, nobody wants to touch that. I mean, I would put the value with that book at probably $20. Just because it's going to hit a threshold, because at the end of the day, it's still an Amazing Spider-Man Silver Age book. Somebody's willing to put a 20 down and say, yeah, I'll take that book as is. But that's about it. You know, you're not going to see anybody wanting to pay money to go send it into CGC. And certainly once it is CGC, good luck even getting the money back that you put in to get it graded, right? So ultimately, it was a pain in my butt. Finally, though, I have a copy that is worth keeping. So what do I need now for my ASM Volume 1 run? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Issues 1 through 7. I need issue 9, and then 13, 14, and 15, and issue 20. That's 12 more books. I need a dozen more books, and I will be the owner of a complete ASM Volume 1 run. Now, will it ever happen? Because here we are, we're on the home stretch. This is where, again, the cheapest book probably out of all those will be issue 20, which is the first appearance of Scorpion. You know, you could probably find a low grade of that book just over 150 bucks for like probably a 0.5, maybe. Next would probably be, man, I mean, it really depends, because you got second, first Lizard, second Lizard, first Doc Ock, of course, first Chameleon, obviously, in issue 1. You got so many big hitters. First Electro. You got, and then even with the 13, 14, 15, I mean, first Kraven, first Green Goblin, and first Mysterio. I would probably say out of all those, that outside of 20, the second most cheapest one you could find in a low grade would probably be 13 or 14. First Mysterio and first Kraven in low grades. And even those in low grade, the cheapest, it's going to be something that for me, you might see me get issue 20 somewhere by the end of the year, but I might be waiting on all those other ones for some years to come. We'll see. Unless I can make a trade with some comics that I already have, or I sell a whole bunch of comics and I have a few $100s laying around to pick one of them up at the lowest grade possibly. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave some thoughts in the comments below. What you think of this book? Oh, by the way, real quick, what do I think this book is at? They called it a VG. I think VG solid. I think this is a solid VG. Even with the pen marking on it, I think I could press it up. You know, it could definitely get a 4.5, I think, but I don't think it's going higher than a 4.5. I think 4.0 is what it is, even possibly, like I said, with the press. We'll see. But there it is. Like I said, one last time, I will have an update on the Pride Land Comics, Pride Land Collectibles situation, which is just unbelievable. But thank you guys so much for watching. Be well, and until next time.